Hey there, geeks! Reverse Flash here with a very special podcast about something that actually came up with a discussion with the fellow admins here at Up Your Geek. This involves the possibility of a DC Comics video game universe. And I actually was thinking of that even before then, but it's been tossing around in my head even more as of now. So, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Because, as you know, Warner Brothers, because this is the last Arkham game. And I just want to take a moment to celebrate that success. Because that's really notable. All the effort they've put into this game series, it's just incredible. And all the money it's raked in, all the money that was spent to make these games, all the publicity, all the pre-orders that people did, all the waiting, it's all worth it. And I just want to, go ahead and talk about this. So, these Arkham games, they're riddled with Easter eggs. They're very riddled with them. You have the Queen Industries thing in Arkham Origins, the Ferris aircraft billboard in Arkham Origins. You had the whole conversation that Hugo Strange had on his intercom about how he wants to do a Protocol 10 Arkham City in, I believe, Keystone, Central City, and Metropolis. Which, to those of you who don't know, this probably implies that we're going to see maybe all of this implies we're going to get a Green Arrow game or a Flash game, because Keystone City is to those of you who don't know, Keystone City and Central City are the homes to the Flash. Keystone is the home of Jay Garrick, who was the very, very first Flash. Central City is the home to Barry Allen, as some of you obviously know from the CW The Flash series. And now, as for the Queen Industries thing, I'm not fully aware as to how far they're taking that. Because, I don't know if, at this point in the Arkhamverse, whether Oliver's marooned on the island still. I don't know if he just got back to Starling City or Star City. I don't know what route Arkham's going to take, but he'll probably go with Star City. I don't know if he's already Green Arrow. It's all up in the air. And then you had, at some point in the Arkham Knight trailer, I think it was the Allies, at one point you'll see something that says Cord Industries. Now, if you don't know who Ted Cord is the original Blue Beetle. So we could see something with Blue Beetle very soon, or we could, there's a point to this. There has to be. And so, and then with Arkham Origins, you also had the Cale Anderson light up billboards. I'm a little tired here, so sorry if I sound a little messed up. I think I'm getting sick too, but anyhow. Cale Anderson, or more specifically the name Cale involved in it, is Veronica Cale. Now, to those of you who don't know who Veronica Cale is, well, she exists within the Wonder Woman comics, and she is the, so to speak, Lex Luthor to Wonder Woman. So, there's a chance we could see a Wonder Woman game downrange. And if we do, I actually hope it's in the same vein as God of War, because I was a huge fan of God of War. I loved God of War 1, 2, and 3. The games after, to me, felt kind of like crap and total piss stains on the series. No offense to those people who liked it. And, I don't know if I said this earlier, because as I said, I'm tired, I'm forgetting things, sort of. There was a mention of Metropolis by Hugo Strange. And there's been Metropolis mentioned more than once in the other Arkham games. I don't remember all the times, but this could infer we're going to maybe see Superman. And, in light of the rumor that you know, Timothy Daly, or Tim Daly, whatever you want to prefer to call him, was going to appear in Arkham Knight as his typical character, which he voiced Superman in the original animated series. You know, Superman in the animated series, like Kevin Conroy did Batman. Now, as far as I recall, this rumor was officially debunked, but doesn't mean we couldn't see this in a video game universe, does it now? And now this was more upfront, but you know, you have at the end of Arkham Origins, you've got Slade Wilson getting recruited by Amanda Waller for a Suicide Squad. Now, as far as we know, there is no real appearance of the Suicide Squad for Arkham Knight, but that's probably just a surprise if there is any presence in the squad. But this wasn't really explained. Suicide Squad was not explained in this game. You know, and there's, you know, there was Assault on Arkham, which I guess takes place a little bit after the events of Arkham Origins. And if you listen to Deadshot talking, and at one point in the movie, he mentions he's already done stuff with the squad. So, either that Suicide Squad happened, hence why there's no Deathstroke in that task Suicide Squad, or Assault on Arkham, or maybe this is something that has yet to be explored. So, you know, this all opens for the possibility of a video game universe. Because I'm going to go ahead and take something that I agree with from another YouTuber who's been following the Arkham games, and he's pretty brilliant about this, but his name is Caboose XBL. Caboose XBL said that these Easter eggs, they have a point to them. They're not just put in there to tease and please us and get us excited and make us take to the internet and formulate all these crazy theories like Joker's not dead, he's the Arkham Knight, he's a clone, things like that. You know, and one way you could exemplify this is in Arkham City. You know, that game was riddled with Easter eggs and references to Scarecrow. His, you know, you had that mask on, his mask on top of that traffic thing. You had that boat, I guess, in the harbor that belonged to him, and that creepy guy he played with in there. You know, and this was all in that cryptographic sequencer thing of his message, and even the message that Azrael left Batman. You know, so this all these little Easter eggs and references, they were clearly inferring something. You know, this was and you know, people thought that this was the next Arkham game after City, which it wasn't, as we all know. It was Arkham Knight. So we could be seeing a video game universe here, or a solo game, which all these solo games set in the same Arkhamverse will lead up to a Justice League game. You know, so I hope that, you know, Arkham Knight may be the final Batman game, but it might not be the final appearance of Batman. Now, this all probably also could depend on the theorized ending of Arkham Knight, where Batman dies. But there's also, I guess, this rumor, I don't know if it's true, I mean, I've only seen it on, like, 2 news sites, and I don't think they're that well known, but Arkham Knight supposedly has multiple endings based upon how many side missions you complete for all the villains. So, with that being said, you know, what's the preferred origin? I mean, what's the preferred ending? You know, and this kind of comes back to the multiple ending for even the Batman Arkham Asylum. You know, how you had Bane's hand reaching out and grabbing the Titan, Scarecrow's hand reaching out the Titan to grab the Titan, and you know, Arkham Knight comes full circle on that. And I guess the preferred ending for Arkham Asylum was Scarecrow gets the Venom, I guess, because I'm certain we're gonna see the Titan. So we might see how he manipulated the Titan. I mean, maybe he mixed it with the Venom. I mean, it's hard to say. But this proves the point. These Easter eggs and these references, they all lead to something. And might I add that, you know, DC has a solid foot in the ground on television compared to even Marvel. And I do love Marvel, but my point is, DC has got Supergirl coming up. They've got Legends of Tomorrow coming up. I've seen the pilots for Supergirl, and that was a really promising show. I see a great future for that show, despite what the skeptics have been saying about it. And for Legends of Tomorrow, I hope that there's a pilot for that leaks. I hope it leaks all over the internet. And I want to see it, because, I think that there's a lot of promise in that show. But that probably won't happen until fall, when the other shows are on, and, DC/Warner Bros. Security will be pretty intense. And so it'll be hard to get away with leaking a pilot at that point, but it's still worth a shot. And then you have the widely successful Arrow, despite the messed up, half-assed third season and the illicity shipping fan service that I think we all hated. And you have The Flash, which broke records in the beginning of its premiere. I mean, the first half was record-breaking. It broke a lot of TV records, as you all know. So DC has a solid foot in the television. Now, as for the movies, they only have one movie to their name for the DC Cinematic Universe, and that is Man of Steel. But they are carrying out the rest of it with Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad, and all these other movies. So they're getting ready to put their foothold in the movies. And they're owned by Warner Brothers. And as we all know, Warner Brothers is fantastic at handling these franchises and these universes. Because, look at Harry Potter. Those were high-grossing films. I think everyone loved those. I have all the movies. I have all the books. A lot of merchandise was bought in my house. A lot of people bought things. And even The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. Now, I don't fancy those, but I know that means something to people. And that's a big universe / franchise that they picked up. And with that being said, what makes you think that Warner Brothers, DC, and Rocksteady are done here? I strongly would like to surmise that they are not done. We're probably getting a video game universe. And, it's going to be pretty cool because, let's look at the Arkhamverse in review. You had... It all starts with Arkham Asylum, which I believe debuted in 2007. It's been a while. 2007 to 2008, so my memory isn't kind of out there. But I think we were all excited for that game because we were just at the edge of our seats when they did the announcement for it. Because I don't think there was any DC game that worthy at the time. And I bought the big collector's edition of Arkham Asylum with the big box, the Batarang, the journal from Dr. Young, I believe it was, the whole shebang. And Arkham Asylum made quite a bit of money. It was worth every penny. And then it received the most coveted honor in gaming, as far as I know. It received the Game of the Year award. And then a little bit later on, it was 2011 or 2012, again, I don't remember, you had Arkham City, which by far surpassed and did way better than Arkham Asylum. It was more expansive, you had nicer gadgets, Batman could now grapple up and launch himself higher into the air and glide, and that game raked in a lot of money. Now, I didn't buy that game. I didn't buy it till it had Game of the Year edition. I waited for that one, because that one looked really worth way more than just a collector's edition. And just looking at all the awesome DLC that was coming with it, I decided I was going to wait. and I don't regret that decision. You know, and then you had Arkham Origins. For that, I just bought the regular old copy. And I'm probably thankful I did that, because it was a letdown. It was a humongous letdown. I think we all expected it to be better, but, you know, we were skeptical because it wasn't done by Rocksteady. And we were right in doing so. I mean, that multiplayer concept, it sounded great, but in a single-player game, like Batman, the Arkhamverse, the Batman Arkham games, where it should be geared more towards single-player, not multiplayer, like any game like that, there's no point in that, so to speak. And so, I mean, come on now. But then you have Arkham Knight. We've waited a long time for this. I mean, this is actually why pretty much Rocksteady let Warner Brothers Montreal do Arkham Origins. So they could have all this time to work on Arkham Knight. So they could, because look at the freaking graphics on that game. Even on the trailers, it's mouth-watering. I know on YouTube the video rendering for certain people might be a little different, but I'm certain it will still look pretty well on the console when you actually play it yourself. And that takes some serious effort. And I want to applaud Rocksteady, Warner Brothers, DC, and all the hardworking people there, because they made the wise decision to push back Arkham Knight. I don't know how many times. I lost track. I wasn't always keeping track of that to begin with, because I believe Arkham Knight was supposed to come out like last year, and then they pushed it back, and I guess it was supposed to debut sometime early this year. Didn't happen. Some people were worried that this game was going to tank, and this was not a good thing, because then we would have extended it with shitty old Arkham Origins. and then they pushed it back again, and this time it would be June 2nd. They pushed it back again. And now they pushed it back to the 23rd. Now, I'm not bagging on them, because I actually appreciate a game company that takes the effort to work on their games, improve them the best they can, because I want a game to... Because when I play a game, I don't look for something that made its release date, the planned release date when it was first announced. What I like in a game is it shows effort, the creativity and the originality, because they cared about that game. They didn't want the game to just be like a cash cow, like certain failed games like Arkham Origins and most first-person shooter games and all those NFL, NBA games, because they're unoriginal. It's the same thing every time, nothing new. And so Arkham Knight will probably surpass and exceed expectations and do things we never thought was possible. It's most definitely gonna get Game of the Year, and I pre-ordered it, and I'm so thankful that I pre-ordered it, because I want that Harley Quinn and Red Hood DLC, and all those PlayStation 4 exclusives. And this all, so all of this probably points to that this is a cash cow. Warner Brothers is good at handling franchises. All these Easter eggs, they do point to something. So I doubt they're done here. And when you all, because it's 6 days now until Arkham Knight comes out, it's 5 days for some people. If you're one of those people that likes to wait on Mondays and do the midnight release, I applaud you, because I've done midnight releases, and it's not for the faint of heart. You have to be pretty strong and had to have had a lot of sleep before. And I'm not, and I pre-ordered Arkham Knight, but I'm not getting it. I'm not gonna get to play it yet, because I sadly don't have a PS4 yet. I'm probably getting it in either October or December, because October is my birthday, and then Christmas Christmas deals, you know, and so kind of sucks, but I'll still enjoy other people enjoying it. I'll read reviews and all this other stuff and pray that I'm right on this little theory, you know. So that's all I have, you know, and I want all of you to let me know what you guys think. Do you think we're going to see a announcement for a DC video game universe or another DC game for consoles and PC coming within the next few months, weeks, year, whatever? Just drop it off in the comment section, you know, and subscribe for us. Like this video. Let all your friends know about Up Your Geek, because we're just starting and we want to give you the best news in comic book history, and we want you to have fun, because we're the most reliable thing out there. So, see you later, guys.